Um, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Shady Book Club, and I am Duchess, aka Anita, and this is.
I am Shah, also known as Books Are Sanctuary.
And today we have the delightful. Now, correct me because I'm probably going to do it wrong. Is it Rookie?
Ruki.
Ruki. Okay, I'll say it right. We have the fabulous Ruki Williams, and I mean, I finished your book yesterday, and I was just delighted. Well, I was hung up to dry, hung up to dry.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I was so sad at the very end. But anyway, it was great. I loved it, and I can't wait for more. So that's why we wanted you on here so that we could just get to know you and hopefully in the process promote you as an indie author.
That would be awesome.
Amazing.
And well appreciated.
Excellent. So Shah, tip off, man. Let's go.
No worries. So, the first book you had published and when?
My very first book I published is called Breaking Me. It's part of the Breaking Me series, and I released it on February 11th of this year, which was actually my birthday. And I was so nervous. I was like, I'll just release it on my birthday because then I'll be worried about all this birthday stuff and I won't be like checking Amazon every 5 seconds to see how it's doing.
Amazing. We love that for you. Well, for a debut, knocked it out the park. So keep on coming.
Thank you.
What influences the book genre that you picked? Like this type.
So, in all honesty, I started writing it last year, about 3 weeks after I lost my dad. And my dad was my best friend, and I just kind of started spiraling really, really bad. And my sister, who is absolutely phenomenal, saw what was happening. Like everyone else was like, well, she's gonna be okay, but she like realized because she's seen how I process things that I was spinning down the rabbit hole and very quickly. So she's like, you used to write in high school all the time. Why don't you start writing again? And I was like, well, what do I write about? She goes, just however you feel. Like if you feel hopeless, write hopeless. If you feel this way, write that way. She goes, but just start doing something because I don't want to lose you. We already lost him.
Yeah.
And so I started writing. I met a friend who was also writing from like personal experience and feelings, and she was like, no, it sounds great, just keep it up. So I finished it in October, and it's not exactly what I was expecting. I thought, that I was this Hallmark girl that would write about all this, ooh, look at me, lovey-dovey, huggy stuff, and I shocked myself a lot with that, but at the same time, I don't think I would ever change anything because it was literally the only way I survived those past couple of months after losing him.
You felt it was very raw reading it, to be fair. You could tell it comes from the heart.
From all of that pain, you've brought us something very incredible. Like, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
What are your favourite tropes?
Ooh, so I love dark romance. I like nothing with clowns. I can't do clowns. But like I like small town. I like friends to lovers, like those friends who grew up together. And that's why my story really surprised myself because I was like, this is not what I read. And I like a good old fashioned Hallmark with a baker.
With a baker.
With a baker. Strong hands.
Yeah. Oh, I hear it. I hear it. Okay, cool. What are your ideal writing conditions? Like, what gets you in the absolute groove?
My kids all at school. usually
condition.
right. I put Spotify on my TV and I kind of crank it up and I get my little anxiety puppy in my lap. Well, he's not a puppy, he's a 95 pounds, but and just put my laptop on and just go to work.
95-pound puppy, I love that.
That is great.
Yeah.
So what are your ideal writing conditions? Oh, no, just on that one. What research did you do for this book?
So here's the funny part. A lot of this book was from personal experience. And I basically harassed my husband a lot too, for Colt's side of the story, because he understood a lot of things that I didn't, because he is older than me. And so it was funny because I would sit there and he's like, so you're going to tell them I basically wrote the book for you, right? And I was like, no, you're my research on file.
I love that. It's a team effort.
Yes.
Absolute team effort. Okay. What have you learned about yourself? Now, considering you said it was quite a personal story, what has opening it up on paper done for you?
It kind of showed me that I have really been through a lot of crap, but it's okay to like finally talk about it, even though it's been so long. And granted, it's very, very embellished. It's not exactly what I went through. It's like so much is added to it, but I have also learned from a couple of people who have read it, not enough people talk about the things that they have been through.
Yeah.
And this story, the topics that it covers, and the fact that it's not adults, that it starts younger, that these things do happen when you're still in high school. They do happen when you're in college, and people don't know the signs of it. And a couple of my readers actually went through a similar situation and were just so excited that someone finally broke the ice about it.
Yeah.
And I think that hit me more as like the most successful thing that I have achieved with this, is that I had so many people relate to it and just be so excited that someone finally decided to hit that topic, even though it was so hard. And it's a very hard topic to discuss, and I've had people come at me for it too, but at the same time I'm like, you're 1 out of 100.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your opinion, and you may not handle it, but you should have read the triggers, and the second you realized it wasn't for you, you should have stopped.
Yeah. I think you can't, as an author, you do everything you can. You write your trigger warnings, you maybe even the preface or whatever. Like, you give people ample time, so just ignore.
Yeah.
Ignore.
What parts of your book did you find most difficult to articulate?
I think the hardest part, which you'll understand this if you've read it, was the ending, because that's not how it was meant to end.
Right.
But as I wrote it, I was being pulled towards that way, because once I realized how I was going to do book 2, it was a necessity, and I literally took an hour and a half to write it, but I could not see the screen while I was writing it. I was crying so hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah. I'm not over it. I'm not there yet.
Most people aren't. I've still received emails and like, why? Just,
Yeah.
I've been cussed out so many times for this ending.
But that, I suppose, is the beauty of it, I guess. Hey, Maskman 96. It's, the story really does grab the audience in like a really nice hug, and it just gets tighter and tighter, so you can't leave. So you're like, okay, I want to put the book down now, but you're just kind of in this like struggle cuddle to give yourself a minute to kind of recoup, because it's one thing after another and you're just like, how? So well done you for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Is it my question or you? No, mine. Are any of the characters, which is a silly question, based on people that you know?
Yes. I actually haven't shared it with anyone yet, but Colt is actually based off of my husband. That's his nickname, and he allowed me to use it for the character, and he is from Texas. So they have a lot in common, and it's basically his story and my story if we actually got to meet while we were in high school.
Yeah. So he's kind of the person you needed back then. You like wrote him in.
Colt is a gem too.
Again, I know like you guys have seen posts that I've done this week, but it's Breaking Me by Ruki Williams. Please add it to that TBR now. So good.
So, which of your side characters do you think could have their own book / spin-off?
So, as you know, Colt has his own story. It's coming out next month. Cherry is going to be getting her own story.
Wow.
But I can't release it until after book 2 comes out, and you'll understand why when you read it, which book 2 is done and with the beta readers. Okay. So I'll be sending it out for ARCs soon once I get it back from them.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's that, and then I don't know if you finished How My Knight Got His Scars, but there is a character that has been introduced into there that is going to also be getting his own side story. And then Connor will be getting his own side story, and there's more characters coming that will be getting spin-offs as well.
The description of Connor near the end is very haunting. Like, I read it like 3 or 4 times and was just a little bit melancholy whilst reading it. Smashed it. Sorry.
Yes.
How do you deal with writer's block or creative block or whatever you call it?
I write a side story. Mm-hmm. So that's how I came off with Colt's story. Is like I finished book 2 in a month, and I've just kind of been sitting on it. And then I started book 3, but I got halfway through book 3, and I was like, oh my gosh, because there's so much I want to accomplish, and I only wanted 3 books, but it's looking like it's going to end up being 4, and I don't want it to be, but it might be. And so I took the time to like go and write Colt's story, and everything just came out. And then with that, I had to make sure that it all fit with book 2. And then I was like, oh, then I wrote Colt's mom's story, like The Love of His Mother, which is being released in See Me As I Am anthology in July. It's to help promote invisible mental and physical illnesses. And so it's her story and her side of everything. Like with Colt, you see that she's addicted to drugs. She's got a lot of issues, but in that one, it explains what's actually going on behind the scenes that nobody knows. Wow. And then everyone just kept going, that can't be the end of this character. That can't be the end of this character. So I decided to write that side story, but it has to happen after book 2 to make sense. And so then when I do that, I'm like, oh, now I can go back to this and finish this. And so I just bounce around a lot.
That's amazing. If you could cast the movie of your book, who would be the MMC and the FMC?
Ooh, okay. I wrote them down because I didn't want to forget their names. Okay. So, because my husband and I were actually talking about this, because with like ACOTAR and all of that stuff, he goes, if you could cast them, who would they be? So I have to give you the pairs, though. I can't just give you the MMC because they go together. Yeah. So they're newer people, but for Remy, it'd be Mackenzie Moss, and Cherry would be Kiddaman Twimble. I don't know if you know them. They're newer.
Mackenzie Moss. Just being nosy now. Um, is this her face?
Yes.
Very cute. She makes so much sense for Remy. Like, so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
And then for Colt, it would be Kit Connor. And then for Connor, it would be Finn Wolfhand from Stranger Things.
Oh, that is a shout.
What was Connor's name?
Finn Wolfhand. He was in Stranger Things, the kid who's got the longer face and the curly hair who is dating 11.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I see that.
So, and then Andy would have to be Tanner Buchanan. Just put some stilts in his shoes, he'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Tanner. He's very handsome. Born in 1998. Let's leave him alone. Very handsome. Some stilts in him. Andy. Oh, me and him
Yes.
should, to be honest. Let me just get my questions. Oh, dude's a douchebag, but how do you keep on top of who, what, when, where, and how?
My whole house is covered in sticky notes.
Fair. Fair.
I just put them all up on the wall and move them around as I need them.
Oh, I love that. Do any of the kids move though?
My 3-year-old who is autistic does, so I've learned to put them higher, but my older boys, they actually do my ARC covers. They know not to touch them.
Oh, I love that.
So,
If you could collaborate with any author, who would it be?
so I actually get to do this. I don't know if you guys have heard of Dee Raven. She writes the Finding Freedom series. She wrote 13 Years. And she also wrote First Christmas, 14 Years, and Unsuspecting Valentine. I talked to her because she's like my buddy. And I was like, hey, what if we worked on a project together? And I can't give too many details of it. But she was like, yeah, so we're hoping to get it out for Halloween.
Oh,
Oh my god.
that's awesome.
So exciting.
Motivation.
So, but I can tell you it will go along with our current series that we are both putting out.
Oh,
Oh wow.
okay. All of these little bits of information. I love it. Which of your books, I mean, this is going to be pretty intense, but because you know what's coming, which of your books would you like to turn into like an audiobook or a TV series, etc.?
I'm actually really excited to announce that Breaking Me got accepted into be an audiobook and it's going to be released next year in March. I'm really excited. And my narrator has decided she'll stick with me for all of the books that I need her for.
Okay.
So that's super exciting. For the male-based books, I have another narrator who is willing to work with me, and he's just waiting for Colt's story once it's published. And so they'll all start coming out in March of next year, and they'll all just kind of follow. But I would truly love to see Breaking Me in a TV series because I think it would do it a lot more justice than a movie. Considering the rate it's going to end up having like 7 to 9 books in the series. So
I think the issues it covers, there's so much scope for a TV series, like 100%.
And so important as well.
Yeah, for sure.
it would have to definitely be HBO though.
So what are your, if you have any, biggest book ick or cringe?
I can't do clowns. I'll read about clowns. I can't do clowns. I was chased around when I was like in the 5th grade by a clown with a scythe and a bat because the high schoolers thought it was funny. So I can't do clowns. I also can't do succubus harems.
When she sucks their life out of them.
Yes, but it has to happen because they're sexual deviants and that's how they feed. So there's no plots to the story. It's just nothing but booty everywhere. Like, constantly. And if that's what I want, I can get that at home. So it's like,
yeah, there's apps for that.
yeah, exactly. So it's the only like I will read anything. I've pretty much written everything from this crazy stuff. I have a Western romance planned for next year. I have some fairy tale retellings. My 9-year-old wrote a story with me that is going to be published here in the next couple of months.
Oh my god.
And it's this really cool, like, about a girl whose magic is based off of her imagination, and the more she believes in it, the more it comes true and the stronger she is. So it's so cool. I'm very proud of him. So, like, it's very hard for me to find something I won't read or won't write about, and that's just the one thing, because I'm like, I can't find a storyline. Like, that's when you get into the whole, it's just nothing but erotica, which is fine, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Is he going to be following in Mum's footsteps?
Maybe. It would be very cool because he signed up for an anthology to put his book into it, so it was short story, and they wrote him back saying, we can't accept this because we want to see it be bigger, and we think you're being restrained by a word limit, so please make it bigger and submit it to us, and we'll help you promote it.
That's insane.
Wow.
And you say he's 9?
And he's 9.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And he's planned for it to be like 3 or 4 different books, and I'm like, buddy, like, wow. So he's super excited.
That's incredible. And when your kid has a thirst or a hunger for something, you just have to keep fanning that flame, because that is incredible. So what would you say your top 2 books are that you've read? Like, what are your favorites?
Okay, so the top one is 13 Years by D. Raven, because I resonate with that story so much. Because it's about a single mom who ran away from her abusive ex and hid the birth of her child. Right. So that way he wouldn't have his claws into her. Yeah. And then the next one would have to be Cursed by Gold by Jamie Dalton. It's a Cinderella King Midas retelling mashup. And it is fantastic. Like, I wish the actual Disney fairy tales were like this. Because the fairy godmother has a thieves guild instead of, like, just granting magic. And then Cinderella is one of the top thieves in the kingdom. And her job is to steal this crown from the king. But apparently the king has King Midas's touch. But when he touches her, she doesn't turn to gold.
That's pretty damn cool. I like that.
Insane.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Have you ever had any, or what is the craziest interaction you've ever had, like, on the internet? Because people be crazy on the internet.
Oh, jeez. On the internet, like, does it matter how current it's been?
No. Just if you can remember it, it's obviously that bad.
Okay, so when the internet first came out with chat rooms,
yeah, we're reeling it back.
During dial-up, I was like 15, and I was in this group chat, and this teenager was like, "Hey, you want to meet up for coffee? You know, I can come meet you there. I'm from this town. It's not that far over from you," because, you know, we didn't know about internet safety back in the 90s, because there was no internet. We didn't know you had to be worried. I was like, yeah, sure, you can come pick me up at my house, give them my address. And they were supposed to be 15, showing up with their teenage brother, and they were 35.
Oh my god.
And I remember my dad was sitting behind me, and he had me sitting between his legs on the floor with my legs crossed so he could keep his hands on my shoulders while he interviewed him. And he brought a friend who was also in his 30s. And he's like, I will let you go out for coffee. But he called up, because he grew up in that town, and he called up the sheriff because he went to school with them and said, follow them.
Yeah.
He's like, do not drink anything he gives you. You take it from the barista and you come straight home, nothing else.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah. So I learned at a very young age at the beginning of the internet. Yeah. And you got to watch out because people don't always tell the truth.
Wow. That's
I mean, talking about, obviously, about the dad situation there, was Dad in the book based on your dad?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we just messaged each other, didn't we, saying how much we
like a version of your dad. Well, actually, no, maybe not. That'd be a bit too weird for you. But I could take your dad's character out of the book and marry him, I think. Being such a
Fair enough.
active.
Yeah.
He was the giant teddy bear that all of my friends were terrified of, but once they got to know him, they realized he was the most caring and loving person in the entire world. And he is the only reason why I got to keep my boys in my divorce, because he paid for it.
Aww.
And anything I ever needed, even without asking, he would just make it happen if I needed it, especially when it came to my boys. So we would call like every Sunday after wrestling, because he wrestled and the boys wrestled, and after every meet we would send him all the videos so he could watch them with the boys online. And he would run motorcycle poker runs to raise toys for kids who were in hospitals. And like, he went through the chemo, he went through the cancer, he went through the stem cell transplant. Like, that's his story. And he went through so much and overcame so much. So when he passed away, like, I felt like he was stolen from me, but in the reality of it, I was blessed to get the years I had with him, because he was supposed to be gone so long ago.
Right. Oh, what a man. And I think the way you've like immortalized him in that book, because we both messaged each other like, the dad is a G, like, what a character. So yeah, wow. I love talking to authors. Like, the stories are so deep and personal. It's just incredible.
You guys get to meet Winnie in book 2, the sister who's off in the army, and she's based off of my sister.
Okay.
And you get to see a lot more of the dad in book 2. Mm-hmm. You guys are gonna adore the ending and scream at me at the same time. I'll just warn you ahead of time. Because it's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
And pull your hair out, scream at the same time. Like, my beta readers were so mad at me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
With you as well.
I'm just gonna jump in here now and be like, say, I'm already mad, so I may as well just start.
Yeah.
May as well just jump on that bandwagon. What is your favourite part about, I suppose, being able to just come on book club and have such interactions with people who are reading your book? What's your best part about being an author in that sense?
So the cool part is I started following you guys before I was a writer. Like, I remember seeing Cher going, I want her hair. So I would see you guys, so to like, from 1 year from when I started last year to like following everyone to going through to being at this point where I get to be one of the people on here. One, it's a little bit of a starstruck moment for me. Especially when she like offered to read Breaking Me. I was like, oh my gosh, you have no idea, I'm fangirling right now. And to like just be here and be the one, like, I know where it started and I know where it's here now, and to know where it's going, it's very honoring and humbling at the same time, because I never thought someone who had been through everything I had been through, like, I'm on my second marriage, and my husband was my ex-husband's best friend in the Navy. And when my ex-husband started acting a fool and doing things that he shouldn't have, he offered for a place for us to come stay until we could work it out. But then he realized that things were way worse than it was. And I found out when I got here I was pregnant with my second child. And I didn't want to go back because I was afraid he was going to use it to bring me back. And he goes, you don't have to. He doesn't deserve another kid. I'll raise him. He can be mine because he didn't have kids. And we weren't together. And for 2.5 years, because I was in a car accident and I was lost all ability to work, he took care of us with no questions. He never asked for anything back. He never asked for anything romantic or anything like that. He basically also re-taught me how to be myself for me and not for other people, and that it was okay to be the person I was meant to be and not who everyone wanted me to be. And we went to my divorce hearing to get it finalized. And I was so sick, and he's like, I'll come with you, because I had to fly from Michigan to Florida. He's like, I will come with you. It will be perfectly fine. Everything will be great. I got airsick on the airplane. He held my hair. Like, we were still friends at this point. Don't get me wrong. I was, like, crushing hard on him because he was, like, the tall, dreamy guy with the big muscles that I always wanted. And I was like, but I felt like I didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
And the divorce got finalized. We'd won because my ex never showed up. And we went back to the hotel, and he goes, now that that's over, you want to go out on a date with me?
Oh.
And we got married 7 months later in a park where my son was the best man, and he fell into the duck pond.
We need a book. We need a book on this.
That's what this book is. So heads up, you'll eventually get somewhat of that story in book 2 and 3.
I adore that. That's like your very own fairy tale. It's beautiful.
It is.
I don't know whether to be happy or sad. I'm just saying everything. What?
everything there.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot. Like, for me to realize that there was someone out there who didn't want anything from me for the first time in my life, just wanted to help me learn that it was okay, that I was meant to be someone and I'm allowed to be that person.
Yeah.
And I had changed so much because I didn't think I deserved better. I was like, I can settle because it's just me. I don't deserve better. I was not a good person. I thought I wasn't a good person based on the relationships I had had in the past. Yeah. And so I was like, it's okay. It's fine. And then I had my son and everything changed and I realized he deserved better. Mm-hmm. And so when he offered a spot for us to come, because it was basically my sister said, you show up at my doorstep and if my sister's here, I'll shoot you. And he's like, yeah, your dad talks to your sister. So he's like, no, you'll go to his house and I can come up on the weekends. And then just to meet someone who we knew each other. We talked online, but we had never met in person, just to be so protective and understanding and willing to care about us without any expectations in return was so foreign to me, even though I had an amazing childhood, that it took me, I still have problems to today that he helps me with, but I still have issues with like not thinking I deserve things. And he's like, no, you deserve the world and I'm going to help you get that.
Yeah.
I adore that.
Oh. I'm a big fan.
And that's my cult.
And then I actually love the fact that Remington and Colt, they're both brands, aren't they, of PQs, which I can't really say. And I was just like, oh!
Yeah.
That's cute.
Well, Winnie, her sister, her real name's Winchester. But she goes by Winnie.
Yes.
And I don't know if I mentioned his name in book 1, but her brother's name is Dean.
Dean. Well, I don't get that one.
Have you guys seen Supernatural?
Yeah, okay. Dean Winter, yeah. Yes. Very good. Very good.
So.
I see what you're doing there. I like it. I like it. Okay, so what would be if you're going to manifest something for yourself for 2026, what would it be?
I am working on a very big project for 2026 involving the Breaking Me series, and I'm hoping that with the full year behind it, that it will allow me to share this story with so many people and give them an experience with my books that they won't forget.
Wow. Well, that's intriguing. We'll be keeping an eye out for all of these announcements. Hopefully you'll come back and you'll tell us, maybe. Fill us in on what's going on.
I will hopefully have more updates in like December. But like I have a top secret team that I have put together that is helping me with this project because it's very big.
Very MI5. I love it. Top secret. Well, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Should be very massive. I'm honestly, I think every time I speak with an author, I get this bug that I should be doing more with my life. I shouldn't. I'm fine where I am. But you're just so inspiring in the fact that you dig deeper into yourself. And I don't care if the story isn't even about you. Like authors, writers, of any kind, they really dig into their own thoughts, feelings, and emotions and get to the rawest parts of themselves and then just tell everyone. Just like wearing your heart on your sleeve, quite literally. And it's just amazing. So I hope you know, girl to girl, how amazing you are. I mean, the story just makes me want to curtsy a little bit at you because
Thank you.
You've been through a tumble dryer with a brick in it, being thrown down the hill, and you've come out and you're here and you're using your pain to just. And we're being cheered. You just Jar got some stuff. So yeah, you're just incredible. So everybody in the chat, Breaking Me by Ruki Williams, sorry. It's insane. I can't.
Yeah, you can find it on Amazon, or if you hit me up, I do author signed copies. I also have an interactive book box.
What the heck is that?
So I created a book box that you actually like. There's numbered envelopes with page numbers on them, and you open them on that page, and inside you have like character art, or there's items in there that match with what you're reading on the page. And I even did like scented bookmarks, so that way like when you're reading the camping scene, you can smell it's like actual campfire and s'mores.
I still don't think I understand what's going on here, but that sounds incredible.
So I actually sort of have it right here, because obviously it comes with my book.
Woohoo!
Stunning cover.
It's such a good cover, isn't it?
And then it comes with. I have bookmarks. Oop,
Yeah.
we're tangled up.
Yeah, love those.
So, and then on the back of this one, because you can color it, right? On the back, it has the quote from Remy when she runs into the forestry ranger, when her and Colt are trying to have some alone time, and what she says to him to get him to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild.
But, like, I put little charms on them, too, but I scented them.
That's insane.
So, and then
now
I also have some of the... I can't show that one. I can't show that one either. Oh no, my kids colored them. They weren't supposed to color them. Okay, well, whatever.
That's fine. But they did such a good job.
Yeah, they stayed.
Right? I didn't know Remy had green hair, but hey.
We'll let that slide.
So, like, there's that one, and then this is the one at the hospital.
I love it. It's the outfit for me.
Right?
Love it.
They weren't supposed to be colored. And then the cafeteria where they go fishing.
Yeah. I love that.
I don't know if I can show the other one. The other one I know you'd appreciate. It's the squirrel scene.
Brilliant.
See, there's the squirrel.
Yeah. That had me chuckling.
So, and then I have a bunch of stickers in there too.
Oh, is that supposed to be?
The dad.
Yeah.
So, and then I have this one.
Oh, it's smut.
Not in disguise, does that
Smut in disguise.
Love it. I love this. So the
And
place
then
where they go camping, that's a real place to you?
it is. I used to go camping there.
Oh my god.
I really want to go there now. It sounds so fun.
So it's
not
actually called Desolation. The place that we used to camp specifically has been taken over by gold miners, so we can't go there anymore, which is very sad, but we can still go to the same area. And it's so much of a real place that that's where my dad will actually be laid to rest.
Oh, my heart.
When we go to scatter his ashes, yes.
It's so... It almost feels like I'm breaking the fourth wall by talking to you. Hey, Tasha. Because when you immerse yourself in somebody's work and you feel the pull about the place, the person, the characters, their story, to now be like, I always say to myself, oh, I want to go there now. Just like with Aaron's place and going to North or South Carolina where he does all the beaches that he talks about. You're like, oh, I'd love to go there. But you can actually feel like the emotional connection to that place. Just the way you talk about it, you're so fond of it that I am already it's a real place.
My dad's sister read my book. Okay. She was the first person from my family that I told about it, minus my sister. And she just kept telling me, she's like, it is so surreal because I know everywhere you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's like, I've been there. And then she told my cousin to read it without telling her it was me.
Wow.
And she messaged me and she goes, have you read this book? And I was like, what book? She's like, it's called Breaking Me. My mom found it. I didn't even know she was into dark romance. And I'm sitting there going, oh God. God. She's like, it's about home. She's like, it's about where we would go camping. We would spend the whole summers there. She's like, it's about our place. She's like, some of these things I forgot about. She goes, but there's one thing I couldn't figure out. And I was like, what? She goes, that scene where all the elk run in, nobody else in town knew about that because it happened to us.
Yeah. Ooh.
And I was like, oh. And she goes, and I know your sister doesn't write, and our other cousin who was with us doesn't write. She goes, so did you write this?
You do this? Oh my God.
And I was like, and if I did? She goes, I love you so much, and I need to know when book 2 is coming out.
There you go. Because you absolutely...
So I was shocked because I was extremely terrified because my aunt is like, I was named after her. She's next to my dad. She's like the next person that I am the closest with. And if anyone who I knew in my family could read it and still love me no matter what afterwards would be, it would be her. Yeah. And she's like, why are you hiding this from everyone? They need to read it. Like, she was telling my other aunt, and like, she's like, no, grandma needs to read this. I'm like, grandma can't read this. And she's like, no, grandma can read this. It's fine. Just tell her that there's some risque scenes. And I'm like, fine. So I call up my grandma, tell her about my book. And I was like, so you can read it. Just understand that there's some risque scenes. She goes, is there sex? Is there lots of sex? Honey, you can just say it. It's fine. I'm like, grandma, I love you so much.
Yes, Grams. I love it.
And it's crazy to think about how terrified I was to share this with them, but to see how excited and supportive they were and how they actually read it. Like, my aunt bought it. She got it before I even got my actual paperback. and read it before my package came in. She's like, so when are you coming down to sign it?
Oh God, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Unmatched.
It's pretty surreal, and it makes me sad at the same time because there's still moments where I'm like, oh, I can't wait to call and tell my dad.
Yeah.
But I know he's like not there, but I know he's there. So I wanted to be able to see his face knowing that I was able to do this, because he always told me since I was little I was always destined for so much more than I gave myself credit for.
Yeah.
And losing him is what it took for me to find it, and it's so heartbreaking that that's what it took. But I'm so grateful that even though I know he's not here, I still have all of that support from him, and I can feel it.
Yeah. Like, it's, oh gosh, you've got me so in my feels this evening. You really have. And I don't do feels, that's why I like dark romance, because I like all the savagery. But you've actually got me so in the feels. Like, I've read the book. Now I'm talking to you and I'm hearing some of the reality of the book. I'm just so much more in love with it, if that makes sense. Like, I love the book.
Yeah.
Now that I'm hearing your take and the fact that you actually bled on each of these pages, literally, like your emotions are just there. Who you were around, who you were with, your friends, these relationships. It just makes you fall even harder. And it's just got me in my feels. So that's all I've got to say before I sit and start crying on the internet. I never want to be that person. Don't make me cry on the internet.
Oh, good. I've never cried on the internet, and you've literally nearly set my cold heart to tears. Like, oh.
Whatever it is you've unlocked in yourself, you are going to heal many women across the board. So just keep going. You have to. You've smashed it. Your sons are going to be so proud. Hopefully they don't read your books, but they're going to be so proud when they get older.
Yeah, it's the other. I think this hard part about the ending was everything I put down. It was that closure moment for me to let everyone know, like, all those feelings in that last chapter was everything I felt after that phone call.
Yeah. And
to finally put it out and like leave it there for everyone to read, it's terrifying, but it felt so much more relief to have it, because like I remember that phone call and I couldn't figure out who was screaming, and I realized it was me. And my brother, I love him so much. He was on the phone with me. He goes, if you need to hate somebody, you can hate me. And I was like, why would I hate you? And he's like, because if you need someone to blame for losing him, you can blame me. And that feeling of him saying that, offering that to me, made me realize my dad is still there, but like to lose such a big part, and looking back now, realizing the role he was offering to step into for me, I've just been very lucky with my family, and to share that feeling of someone who cares that much with other people who don't understand that is something I was trying to do, but afraid I couldn't accomplish.
You definitely did accomplish.
You definitely did. Like again, no words. Like the levels. You're just pulling more out of me hearing the reality of it all. You've just done the whole thing so much justice. You've done yourself so much justice. You've done everybody in your family clearly so proud by their feedback, by what I know of any proud, I mean, my son's only 5, but I'm a proud parent already when he ties his shoes up properly. So I can only imagine how proud your family are of you. It's just, you've made my day. You're going to make me cry, but not on the internet. Not that I refuse.
No.
You are awesome. This book is amazing. Everybody, again, Ruki Williams, Breaking Me. It broke me off camera. And I just can't wait to hear more from you in any capacity. So please forward it along, bug me, tell me it's coming out soon, whatever. I'll be stalking you too.
So, How My Knight Got His Scars comes out June 24th. That's actually my grandparents' wedding anniversary.
Nice.
And then Changing Me, book 2, is coming out August 4th on my daughter's birthday.
Oh.
So, and depending on where it goes from there, I can give you the name of the last book. I can't give you much more, but it's called Saving Me.
I'm gonna cry so much.
I was informed that I need to include 2 packages of tissues with any book order for book 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's all of this.
Imagine. I can imagine. Like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I've got nothing else to say.
Especially for book 1, like impeccable.
For tears.
Yeah. Shar, did you finish Colt's story that I sent you?
I'm halfway through it.
So you've met Joey.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, Joey and Sarge are the ones who are getting the spin-off.
Look at the eyes. The eyes flash.
I'm excited. So when will is that towards the end of the year for them?
So the goal is to have all of the books involved in Breaking Me out by January 30th. So that way my project can be launched and ready to go in June.
June's a great month. My birth month, just saying.
It's my cousin's birth month too, so, and she plays a big role for me in a lot of things, so.
I have a cousin like that. She's an absolute nightmare, but I love her. Oh, crumbs. Okay, so by the end of January, we'll have the whole picture of
the whole collection, yes.
Whole kit and caboodle.
How exciting.
And hopefully the special project I am working on with Raven will be included in that.
Okay. Love that.
Because it has to go, book 3 has to be released before that one.
Okay.
So, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's Halloween based.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's getting me even more excited.
It's going to be a very big thing. Like, book 2, you're following Colt's story into the Navy. So it's more of a 50-50 split between them now. So it's like book 1 was based around Remy and her problems and trials that she was going through and how they became together. Book 2 is more of the 50-50 split of how they can grow together or apart, possibly.
Oh, God.
And then and then book 3 is going to be more on Colt's focus, but it's them as a whole picture.
Right. It's gonna hurt. Okay, cool.
So, do we want to check if anybody has any questions for you before we let you go?
Let me scan through the chat to see if I find any. Has anyone got any more questions? Geraldine, 4 tears, girl. Someone says, my mum, I always say my mum is my twin flame. he, I'm guessing they're referring to your dad, is yours for sure. He is beaming seeing you shine. But,
He is. I love telling my kids stories about my dad because, like, when I was younger, I was in band and I would go to solo ensemble, which was a contest, and he would load my flute into a backpack and me onto the motorcycle, and away we'd go. He would take me to my softball games, my rugby games, and we'd just hop on the motorcycle and go.
Oh, I adore that.
That's adorable. I don't think I've missed any questions, but if anyone has any, feel free to ask. But as for taking up any more of your 5 days, it's daytime for you, isn't it, really? Evening.
Yeah, it's only 4:30 for me.
There you go. I mean, I've got no more questions. Shah, do you have anything?
No, these are amazing, and I'm so excited to see what comes from you.
I love that. You are totally free to go and be marvelous. Oh gosh,
I know, it's always fun to watch how I leave people spinning when I give them little teasers and walk away.
I feel like this will be, like when you watch a film, you've seen it before, the film kind of feels a bit like a hug, or you're feeling a little bit emotional, so you need to watch the film so you can have a little bit of a cry. This book I could reread again and have that kind of feeling, like with some good spice too. So it works.
Yeah,
it works.
Yeah, that's gonna be the fun part. That's the fun part about book 2 is now that they're over 18, it's gonna amp up a little bit in a very funny way. The squirrels make a reappearance.
No, of course they do.
Yes.
Of course they do.
Yes, I think that's going to be my running gag. I have a way for them to be in book 3 too, and I think it's going to be the best thing in the entire world.
That is gonna be.
And you guys have to read it to find out about the squirrels because
nothing else but the squirrels.
Yes. That's why I did that one sticker. I was like, I have to have homage to the squirrels.
Yeah, they made a very compelling part of the book. Brilliant. Oh. Right, I have things, and I've just seen a very important name pop in, so I hope you're still here. Bye, bro. Alice, darling, here at the Shady Book Club, we want to say a huge thank you, and I mean this huge if the world was this small, for basically being the Shady Book Club's biggest supporter. You are in most of our lives. You are constantly sharing. You are constantly you're just constant, and that is what we really need, and what everybody needs on this app is supporters like you. So we are going to put together a little gift, I guess, and you'll put me your address hopefully, and we will get it sent to you as a huge thank you for being our ride or die. So thank you. We hopefully want to start doing some form of give back at least once a quarter. But we've just been looking through all of like the stats of how long people watch, how much they interact, and at the top of literally most of those lists was you, Ellen, and that's in that for my personal life as well. So we're going to see if we can put together some really cool stuff to send you, bookish stuff to send you. But this is our thank you to you, and obviously you're all amazing to us. But we just thought we'd be nosy and see who was the number one amazing person to us.
You definitely stick out.
Yes. And I don't know. Do you want to start the search today? She has no idea what I'm talking about.
I do.
You do?
Oh, it depends what search is.
Not the one we started. Okay, so we're also looking for mods. We want to add some moderators. Now, this doesn't have to be I mean, obviously this is Shah's the host, so technically you would need to be one of Shah's moderators. So ultimately we're looking for people who can chat in amongst with everybody, because we get lots of questions sometimes. We get lots of people who are saying really kind things to our authors and we miss it because we like to focus on speaking with the author rather than, well, not that we don't like speaking to you guys, but you know, we're easily distracted. So if I start typing back to you, I've completely missed what the author said, and then it just gets a little bit disjointed. So we're going to be looking for moderators, and we don't know whether we want to do it as a bit of a competition. Not even a competition. Oh yeah, maybe a competition. Why bloody hell not? I'm just looking for our bit of. Okay. It really is quite simple. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. The easiest way to enter is you obviously need to be following Shah and myself, as we are both co-hosts of the Shady Book Club. You also need to be on our Instagram page, and that is at Shady_BC25. And if for extra points, will be subscribed to our YouTube channel as well. And that would be Shady_BC. I don't think there's anything else on there. And yeah, so just to be a part of almost like our team. So when there's terrible people, and Geraldine, yes, I know you're already one of Shah's lives mods, but if we hold this on my live, you wouldn't be, if that makes sense. But you follow me, I'm happy to make you a mod. But we are looking for more team players, and you do, Alice, you do. But we're just looking to spread the love, because you may not be here some days, maybe other people. So if you, I mean, inbox us, do whatever you need to do if you're interested. If you're here frequently, we kind of already see that anyway. Yeah, there's a few more duties. If you find yourself one of our mods now, we're going to put you to work. Oh dear. Yeah, what a day. Have you guys seen the I know you've all seen the post because I've sent it to you all. We are looking for all of the Feral Friday. Basically, I'm looking for a husband. We've used our Feral Friday post, so we are going to narrow it down on Wednesday, did I say?
Yeah.
On Wednesday, I'm going to pick like the top 3. There's going to be a little bit more voting as to who the ladies want to be next week. That right, yeah, that rider video is Jessica's. I always worry when I see these riders with no. I don't want to be rude. I'm joking. My name's Anita. Yeah, when riders aren't wearing gear, like safety gear, it always freaks me out. Just like t-shirt, I just see the road rash that could happen.
I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I've got myself in a bit of book top drop. Oh my god, I've been blocked off a mask man. No joke.
I think I've been into his before, and I was literally like, I'm 37. I don't really want that on my. I don't really want that on my bio. And they were like, you have to have it or you get muted. And I was like, I didn't really come in here to have conversation with you. I was being nosy, and you're very attractive.
Well, I was being nice, and I thought because we're doing these Feral Fridays, I was like, perfect, there's 3 of them together, I'll send it to Anita, send it across. And then I commented my age, I was being polite, put my age on it, bam, I was blocked. Account no longer in use. But I'd already sent it to Anita, and Anita could see everything, and I was like, okay. So this little witchy woo decided to tag him in the post.
Well, that's what we're looking for. we prefer people with less of an attitude, but okay. It's okay to be kind in your mask.
Yeah, so as we all know,
Like,
I've got
a little bit of controversy, okay?
I couldn't breathe. I was cackling down the phone at
I
her.
hear the voice note that she sent me. It sounded like I was listening to one of the squirrels.
Yeah.
Tittering on with this laugh. It was so funny. I played it for my friend as well because it was very hilarious. So yeah, I like it.
It's fine, I don't know how I've got involved.
You just told them your age. They were probably really offended by how old you are.
They were like, get this grandma out.
She says, I am 2 years older than you.
Oops.
Oops.
You
yes,
should check out Tony Bretman. I met him at a book con.
He follows us.
And he offered to do my Western romance novel book covers.
Hey, yeah.
He's on one, isn't he?
He is on a cover. I've just seen him recently, actually.
He's on several. He's on some Westerns. He's doing a Viking series right now. He's in normally Emma Motorcycle Clubs.
Mm-hmm.
He's not as tall as I thought he was, but that's okay. And it was really funny because my beta readers were, because I sent them the picture of us together, and they were like, can he be Lonnie? And I'm like, no, he's not tall enough. He's got the like cuddly big bear vibe, but he's not tall enough.
Oh, no. Gosh.
He's so lovely.
So,
as well.
yeah, so I was like, I think I'm going to take you up on that offer for being on my romance Westerns.
I adore
It's
that.
amazing what you can do with angles.
Yeah.
For,
And he's so nice. He's very sweet, surprisingly soft-spoken. Until he gets into character, and then he turns into this very growly man.
We like it when they do that, though. Come on.
It is, because my husband took the picture for me, and the girls were like, how is he not jealous? I'm like, because he's Colt. Why would he be jealous?
For what reason?
No.
Yeah.
That's the joy of having a stable, loving relationship. You're able to do stuff like that.
Right. I always find it quite unsettling when people are like, oh no, I can't have book boyfriends and, you know, I can't follow master accounts because I don't want to upset my partner. And I was like, it's not.
He has all the passcodes and passwords to all of my emails, my phone, like the whole shebang. So I'm like, and they all think I'm crazy. I'm like, why?
And I would ultimately, because the way a lot of crazy things have happened to me on the internet in my lifetime, and I am also older than Google, so good. I would be lying there having those conversations with my partner, like, what should I say? What should I say? I just need a partner. So anyone knows of a very secure masculine man over 6'2", it'd be great.
Tony's single.
Over 6 foot.
We've already had this conversation. When you're lying down, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Whatever.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever seen him in a shirt.
Why does he?
I have. He still looks good in a shirt.
How are you doing, Susie? Brilliant. Brilliant. Every part of me is. Oh, actually, I've got my other phone. I'm going to see if we've had any more responses from your friends.
Hello, princesses.
Oh. About your. If they've had any comments. Oh no. Dark Dom Daddy has left some love. And I may pass out because. You know, and I know what's. Oh, someone's added Tony to the mix. Yes. That Dark Dom dude, his hands.
Oh yeah.
He's got great hands, this guy. I don't know what that says about me. I haven't stared at his hands, but they're You know when a man, you can tell a man doesn't need a manicure because they're just tidy. They're big too. But we'll stop that conversation right there.
Oh gosh, that's so funny.
there.
Has anyone else noticed that as you get older that your nans or your grands, like, once you hit a certain age, they don't filter for you anymore?
No.
Yeah.
No, I hear that.
My nan is fair.
I tested the waters of my nan the other day and was just like, oh man, I saw this really handsome man the other day. And I told him that I couldn't marry him because he had a tattoo on the side of his face. And she was like, oh no, that's fine. So I was like, yes, greenlit. All the tattooed men can come home now. She stopped.
Oh.
Like, I was in culinary school and we had a student that was transitioning into being a woman.
Yep.
And she's older, from the older generation, and I might get flack from this, but I think it is the funniest thing in the world. We were making Sunday dinner, because we always had Sunday dinner at Grandma's house, and I was helping her clean the chickens. And she wanted to know about this person, and she's like, what do they do? Do they just, like, say they're a woman now? And then she pulls the chicken neck out, and she goes, or do they just, you know... And she ripped it from the chicken. I was like, oh. I was like, please repeat that. Please repeat that one more time. And she goes, like, do they just, like, take it and shove it back in? It was so funny. I was falling over because she's the most Christian woman I have ever met in my life. And to hear her talking whatsoever like this broke me so bad that I was just like, Grandma, I love you so much. And then my dad walks in and I'm on the ground crying. I'm laughing so hard. He's like, what did you do to my daughter? What? And I can't breathe. And she's like, we were just having a very Christian conversation about what men and women are.
And now the little white lie on top of it. What a legend.
I was like, oh, I love you so much right now.
Honestly, some of the things that my nan comes out with.
Yeah, same.
In general. Very funny. Very fucking funny. Oh, God.
My great-grandmother tried to steal my current husband.
Oh.
She's in her 90s, and she's like, you know I love a redhead, and sailors are whores anyway, so you won't mind sharing.
Get it, grandma.
And my husband loved it because he thought it was so funny. Because she's in her 90s. She's at the point where she's, like, past the whole I don't care what people think. And she's like, honey, it's fine. Just give me one last ride. I'll die. No one will ever have to talk about it again.
Oh, my God.
So, that was the day I realized my great-grand was a G. Yeah. And I was like, I love you so much. And he will not stop talking about it. He's like, I could have had the great-grandma too.
They say it's a flex when you can get the mother and daughter, but great-grandma, that's high rate. That's high rate.
Oh, yeah. So anytime I call her, she's like, how's my boy doing? And I'm like, he's fine, Grandma. Is his booty still high? Grandma.
Not high. Oh,
yeah.
God.
I'm like, oh, Gran.
Oh,
Nana's the best. She's, yeah.
Is his booty still high? My favorite statement. That's what this.
I know some of these things I have to use in a story somewhere. I'm not quite sure where, but it's happening.
This is when I title this. It's gonna be "Is his booty still high?"
yes.
Age gap.
One hell of an age gap story, I think.
We'll call it From Dawn Till Dust.
Oh, good Lord, that's funny.
And this is why none of my other family have my TikTok.
Yeah,
My phone would be going crazy now. How could you tell them that story?
it's true. I bet your grandma would be absolutely cackling.
Oh, she just had a stroke, so she's really even more inhibited, if that was even possible. And she's just like, honey, I'm on the way out. It's okay. Just let me have all the fun I can have on the way with me.
Oh,
And I was like, Nan, I just I just can't let you have that.
I can go down some serious dark thoughts here, but you can't have him. That's not allowed. I love it. I love the outlook. I love the peace that she has with her age. That is beautiful.
yes.
That is beautiful.
It's phenomenal. I think she's 96 now, so like I keep telling my kids we're going to go out and see her. It'll probably be the last time, so enjoy everything and remember. If she doesn't scar you, remember all the fun times.
I mean, scarred by great grandma. Those are the best ones that you laugh about in years to come. Those memories stick with you. That is so brilliant. God. Oh, creatures in the background.
That would be my puppies.
The 95-pound puppy.
Yes, I have a service dog who was supposed to be a service dog until my neighbor attacked him. So I can't get him certified. But he's for my anxiety and my PTSD from all the stuff I've been through. And he's a St. Bernard Anatolian Shepherd mix. So he's huge.
Oh my
And he's
goodness.
so pretty, but I've raised him since he was 5 weeks old because he was taken from a puppy mill.
Yeah.
And so his job is he'll crawl up on me and lay on me until my heart rate regulates back to normal. And then he'll just like lay at my feet until I like calm down after that.
Oh my god.
That is, animals are awesome, right?
They are.
I don't have any.
Yeah, big floofy.
Yeah.
And then I have a xenozygo dog, who's a rescue. She's a pit mix. I'm pretty sure she's mixed with like greyhound or something because she's fast.
Yeah.
But she thinks she rules the world with a stuffy in her mouth. She's constantly like, and it's funny. And then my daughter lost her dog last year to bone cancer, and she just got a new puppy, and his name is Steel, and he's adorable.
Solid name.
So he's like the youngster, which is really funny, running around.
Phenomenal.
So.
Phenomenal.
And then there's the cat. He's a Maine Coon. He thinks he's a dog.
Oh, I love that.
I think my friend, aren't they massive?
He's an original Maine Coon, which is he's like 25, 30 pounds, but he's like the size of a smaller dog, but he's not the big ones.
Okay. Not
The ones that are a small dog.
Yeah. Quite literally are a small dog. Oh, I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I think he's stolen more chicken nuggets off my kid's plate than the dogs.
You don't watch out for the cat, do you?
Yeah. Always underexpected.
Right, we shall let you go if you have dinners to prepare.
Oh, dinner time.
I do. I gotta go make chili.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Geraldine said he deserves them, though. The nuggets.
Jeez, God.
Oh yeah, it's always fun. Thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
You're so welcome. I am buzzing. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. So I'm everywhere. If everyone just types in my name, you'll find me on most pages.
Absolutely. And we've shared quite a bit of your stuff. We'll keep sharing so people can find you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye guys. Thank you.
Aww. That right in the feels.
I love her.
Feels. like too much. I don't like to tap into my emotions. Not that emotion, sadness. What a legend.